Peace, 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 peace. Boy, I know y'all love when I come in here. I know y'all love it. I know you love it. You love it. You love me. You love me. Let's give an honor to the source and creator, the Most High, to make all these things possible. Yes. Y'all like my little music in the background? Like a little CD playing. A CD. How about I do this later? Say that. Dun, 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 dun. Sometimes you gotta play some shit with no words. I get tired of hearing other people talk, but I love to hear myself talk. Anywho. Let's give an honor to the source, the Most High, the creator, for all things possible right now. A little brief message. One thing that has been very challenging, but like a deep acceptance for me, what's been happening lately. When you are on a journey that is least traveled or unfamiliar to a lot of people, listen, some of your deepest protection or awareness is going to come from just you and the Most High, the creator of God. That's it. As I've stated before, as I've stated many times, no one believes a visionary until the vision is concrete or till the vision is tangible, as some may say. No one believes a lot of people who came before a lot of us who walked this so-called earth, who had a vision, and even in their vision, they had to become more aware of like how their mission was to them first, and their mission was that purpose. And so this is something I had to accept, and many of you will accept along the journey, is that sometimes you don't realize that it's a distraction until you become aware that you're the distraction. You're in your own way. Also, another thing, I'm tearing this gum up. You know how long it's been since I chewed gum? You ever chewed it so fast the damn flavor go out fast? I'm like, ain't nothing the same no more. Flavor don't last no more. Anywho, what I was getting at is this, this is one thing that became very challenging and difficult for me. Like, when things start to shift and, it seemed things like what some may call like a tower moment, or things become uncomfortable. And it's like some may use the term test, but I'll use it for now. Like a test of faith, or you realizing like, oh my gosh, where I'm going to be, how this going to happen. One of the things that have been like my vocal point, or really kept me grounded in a lot of these times, is that a lot of what I do, what I say, what I've been doing, even when this is my self-realization, this is my perspective. I realize that a lot of things, for a lot of you, I grew up around a lot of elders. I start to realize like how much of a bridge that I was called to be. I need some chapstick. And it's like in my learning to growing up with the elders, it's almost like I got a step ahead of the game, because I didn't always agree to what they were saying, but I received the message and the lesson. I might have not liked what came from a lot of them, but I was able to receive the message, meaning the knowledge, and then apply it. But also when I had to apply it, I also had to realize like I had to gain wisdom through applying it. Because again, I've said before how some elders believe that their way, which is no longer exists, in our realities, or we're seeing a shift so rapidly right now. We're seeing their world crumble right before our eyes. So our focus can be on some of them. But at the same moment, A lot of us don't have that courage to still maneuver through those ever-changing moments because we've been so attached to the idea of someone else's belief system, rather than I can sit here and say like, well, I have this vision. And a lot of people are like, okay. And what I'm getting at is that I can say I have this vision for humanity. I have this vision for myself. I have this vision for my tribe, family, whatever. And that will bring out the uncomfortability in a lot of people. You will also see that there are some people who are envious because of you had an idea or even the vision itself. And that's something spiritually they probably have dealt with, or, some of their own vices. What I'm getting at is this. It's also with that, it can be very challenging when you are given a vision, or when you are giving a gift, to bring something into fruition that has never been seen. Because we have been a microwavable society that wants it here, wants it now, wants it happen overnight. For example, I had notes that I wrote in my phone after I was on a journey from living in a hotel, trying to connect and link up with people to try to find a better environment. In my phone, I had notes, and this has been a consistent thing. I have notes and still have notes in my phone of, when I mean the vision, that means the process of it. That means the putting in there, telling myself short-term goals, if you want to call them goals, or just what I'm going to do with my life, how I'm going to get this, what I'm going to purchase, yada, yada, yada. And, using the books, for example, there were, the books was something that I actually wrote down like almost 2 years ago. 2 years ago, when I told myself I'm going to self-publish a book and so forth, and I'm going to do the art for it. And this was in the same, the same phone that you see right now. If I didn't have paper, I wrote it down in notes. I had to I had to be my own best supporter through a lot of these things. It's not to say I didn't have support from other people. I had to realize, like, to just remind you all, is that you don't plant the seed and receive the harvest in the same season. So again, going back to it feeling like I've been 10 steps ahead, or it feeling like a lot of us what we do is timeless, or what we create. That's what creative energy is. I recognize and I become aware of. Creative energy is something you can do anytime. It doesn't always have to be groundbreaking or go viral or for everyone to see. Some things are meant to be planted, and things can take months, years, or whatever. It's the consistency, it's the patience, because all seeds don't grow the same. All seeds don't grow the same in different climates, meaning that I'm in a climate or environment where I have never been in weather like this. This is the lightest I've ever been in years, probably since the womb of my mother coming out her belly. I used to be constantly, like, sometimes during the summer you can barely see my tattoos. Now you can see all of them. But where I'm getting at is the simple fact of, like, for a lot of us, a lot of things will fall to deaf ears, as they say, because of the vision you specifically been given. And then with that vision, it will seem, I had to accept this, it will seem like you're 20 steps ahead, even when it may looks like people are ahead of you in a so-called game or in life. And I'm getting more clarity as I start to recognize things that I've said years ago that I said I was going to do, or even like things that I talked about on my YouTube. Like, literally, it seems timeless. What I also will say is that just because it seems like it's been done before, it hasn't been done by you. A lot of us are here now to bring forth and usher in something that the world has never seen. So by that being said, I used to really like I always reference the story of what they call Joseph, like how his family, I don't know all the details, but I know the important parts, like his family imprisoned him or, outcasted him and so forth. And then he ended up being in a position where he was authority figure, I don't like to say over, but in a position basically where he had authority, like a high ranking position. And a lot of you are that, metaphorically speaking or spiritually speaking, to where it may seem like you're at a place where things are stagnant. But in reality, the beauty of it is that you're already in a high ranking position. It's just that some people don't recognize it because they so focused on the physical and not recognizing who you are spiritually. And that's the beauty of coming to know who you are within yourself, where there is no limitation on what you can do. I recognize and see the world how some people are millions, hundreds of millions, if not billions, are unaware of what's going on because they're so attached to, their life, what the spouse is doing, what this person is doing, how this bill is going to get paid. And that's life. At the same moment, what I was referencing when I say you can be 20 steps ahead when a lot of you come into your awareness is because you will slow down. As I'm doing this video, I be looking around, I be aware. I can just see how people are in their phone, driving by, dancing, stuff like that. And the world is going so slow. At the same time, it's going so fast. Things are shifting behind the scenes where you don't see. It's almost like that 20 steps ahead is like I always love giving analogies or whatever. It's like the Most High preparing you backstage. Backstage, that's how I feel like I'm getting ready. It's like I had to go through those moments where, let's say I didn't have the best design or best outfit. I didn't really care. But the Most High sit you down, set you aside, give you these ideas of creating your own clothing line, your own designs that the world has never seen, just for you to pop out, just for you to show up. And you're literally, the Most High is literally preparing you backstage. While everybody out here focused on, performing, because the world is a fucking stage. Everybody's performing their insecurities, their imagination, expression, whatever you want to call it, energetically. They're doing whatever they want to do, performing. This is a performance. I don't care who it is on the world stage. Bravo. That's why they say when your time comes, everyone's time comes, but everyone's not ready. They'll make an excuse. Hold on, this not ready. Hold on, this button popped off. But you will see some of the most magnificent and confident people go out there because I tell you, it's in you. It ain't on you. The universe shall know who I am. In the spirit realm, they know who I am. So why do I need to hide myself for the world? I didn't come here to hide. The Most High said, I'm just going to present you on certain platforms. I'm going to present you and put you in places where the ones who assumed that they were performing so great and wanted to push you aside and push you off stage because they wanted all the shine, their ego wanted to shine so much. No, Most High said, no, I want you, come here. I want you to see that. I want you to see how greedy they were. I want you to see how attention seeking they are, how insecure, how loud they are for attention. Come here. You know how, Big Mama, come here. Big Mama said, come here, come backstage. Sit back. You know how you watching someone perform? It's just like I used to do in it's amazing. It's like I used to do when I used to do runway. Something I've never done before. I went from doing a different type of modeling into doing runway. Let me tell you, the scariest shit I ever experienced. It's a difference between seeing someone do it and then you actually doing it. I'm telling you, I would sit back there I don't went in the gym. I don't got all, got all ready before, the show presented itself. And then you walk out there. A lot of you don't know when it comes to modeling and fashion runway, when you're walking, you have to have your head positioned a certain way. They tell you that the cameras are right there. So if you look up, by the time you get to the end of the stage, your eyes going to be looking like this in the picture. Most people don't know that you also hold your mouth closed. Give a little eye. And then focus on your breathing. Keeping your stomach tight. This is just from experience. Letting your feet lead, chest out, shoulders back. And even through those experiences, you develop confidence. You master it. The world has mastered manipulation. You ain't hear me. Do you not realize how 10 steps ahead when you walk in integrity and be honest with yourself? The world, as you knew it, has mastered manipulation. So when you dare walk in authenticity, you dare have integrity, you dare be yourself, you dare not want to fit in, you dare not want to, because you're a threat. Of course, people don't want you to develop a sense of confidence to be who you are. Confident in the versions of you at a point in time you were afraid to accept. You were afraid to embrace. But now you realize that you hold space for those versions of you. Because in order for you to develop that self-esteem and build that self-esteem and self-confidence and to evolve, you have to embrace that version of you who presented itself before you got the chance to evolve. So again, the world has mastered the illusion of being inauthentic, of being liars, manipulators, deceptive, and so forth. The powers that ain't, the powers that used to be. Now, at a point in time, being fake was the new real. Now, how dare you be real? Now everybody want to jump on the bandwagon? Let me tell you, you're 20 steps ahead. Going back to my modeling thing. Listen, my legs used to shake, but I had to learn how to breathe and walk. Then I got consistent with it. And I got so consistent that nobody could tell me shit. Right now, I can walk. The confidence. My confidence took me places to meet very important, vital people. My walk, that's the confidence. Your gifts will open doors. Something as simple as a model walk. Something as simple as you speaking confidently. Something as simple as you being yourself. Brought me to places, open doors that I would have never imagined. But I was honored because even through those doors, through those experiences, I learned the inauthenticity. I learned the manipulation behind the scenes in certain industries. I learned. I was given the opportunity. And so that walk became better. So I walked, and became, who would have ever knew that? Like when I was younger, I used to walk through neighborhoods. Before I had a bike, I used to walk from like neighborhood to neighborhood and stuff like that. Who knew I would have been walking across the stage, like walking on the stage? And you get out there, the confidence you have to be in front of people. You see all those people. And the confidence. Then once you return back and turn around, because you got to pose, you got to be confident in that shit. Once you turn back around, guess what? You realize, oh, it's over now. Whew. It's like we get ourselves worked up over something. It's almost like that's the thing about fear and love or authenticity. It's like this fear propaganda or people putting stuff out there. We're not even aware that the fact of like, that's the biggest illusion. Before you actually have the confidence to walk away, we'll mentally psych ourselves out of something, out of an opportunity. Not realizing that it presented itself. If it didn't, you were ready for it. It presented itself, but everyone's not ready. I've seen people chicken out on certain things. I've seen it all the time. Everybody talk about it. But when they say you got to walk that walk, you got to walk that talk and talk that walk, So again, it's the acceptance of being 20 steps ahead, to pioneering something, to do something someone's never seen. It's greatness in being able to do something and then the world catches up. A lot of you are so ahead of your time to where some of the greatest and grandest speakers, authors, writers, artists, you name it, doesn't matter who it is. Whatever you're unique in, they had to have the confidence. And they also had to believe in themselves. They wasn't concerned if other people believed in them. I'm telling you, a lot of us are 20 steps ahead. And I used to try to psych myself out. There were doubt coming up. That was like, man, what I'm going to do? I would get too caught up in the external and reminding myself like, yo, Most High said, I giving you the vision, nobody else. They're not supposed to see it. They don't supposed to believe you. I want to show you who these people are. You still got the vision even though you backstage. That's huge. Some of you are backstage. I'm going to leave y'all with this. Some of you have been backstage getting dressed, getting prepared in an authentic way, in an integrative way, if that's a word. In a way where it doesn't matter how you come out there on stage, in life, for the world to see. It's in you, not on you. The world as y'all knew it and the world before that, these people dressed up so well, love. When you go backstage, they take all that makeup off, or, I'm just using this as a reference of makeup being symbolized as a career, money. They go backstage and remove all that. Yeah. Who is that? Once you recognize who these people are inside, they ain't did no shadow work, ain't do no inner work. Ooh, what? Do you realize like how much they just fade away? Because what's being the dawning of the new age, what's already happening, why should it matter what you wear? If you ain't confidence, self-esteem, loving yourself. Yes, it's a beautiful thing. But a lot of you are backstage. You want to rush out there unprepared. When the Most High said, I want you to do this inner work, this shadow work, I want you to see who you really are. Not who the world told you who to be. Some of these people are so attached, attention seeking, focused on the external, meaning that they await the applause for the audience. When you got to clap for you backstage, the Most High in your ancestors and people who already know who you were backstage, to know who was there with you, who was clapping for you before you got on stage. The ones that were clapping for you before you presented yourself. The ones that were clapping for you and supported you genuinely and so forth. The ones that already knew that you were going to be something great and didn't jeopardize their livelihood, their career, or whatever it is just to try to get your position. Come on now. Don't forget, there are people backstage too that was studying you, sis. So let them copy, but they can never duplicate. Because once you step out on that stage, they'll realize like they could have been back there backstage studying everything you do, your moves, your antics, your accents, how you speak, everything. But guess what? Once you get on that stage, once that number is called, when you ask to come out on there, and even if even if the audience don't respond how you feel, guess what? Even if you present something on that stage they've never seen before, even if it's one or two people out there, doesn't even matter. That's all it takes. Because you know how to be you, and you've been you before you got on the stage. So when you walk off, guess what? You still you. And even you'll become so consistent with it that the audience will grow. The audience will outgrow the building, the Coliseum. It will grow grander on a global, international scale. I say. So be it. So yeah, you thinking that you supposed to be here when the Most High, get backstage. Get backstage so I can see what's really going on. It's just like the Wizard of Oz. Once they found out who was behind that control system, get backstage so I can show you what's really going on. The wiring ain't right. They rushing, they stitching stuff, they putting stuff together, they rushing, ain't nothing in order. Let me show you what's really happening behind the scenes right now. Before you think you should jet out there. So a lot of you, when I say you ahead of your time, that means you can be set down and being backstage getting prepared. So it's not that you need to be out there on stage and be in front center. No, you don't have to be. You still being looked at even when you don't even realize that your life is the stage, sis, bruh, homegirl, homeboy. Life is, we all performing. You got to perform to the best of your abilities every day. Every day. Because even when people you think that don't like you looking at you, the youth is. Can you be you? Peace and bliss. Shalom.